Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Not a whole lot going on in the test market candle world as far as I know of. I haven't been to a test store in quite a while, but I think most of what is there right now is probably the same thing that's trickling into most stores of the three main holiday collections. Not a whole lot to go on until they do some more testing and perhaps release some more to the winter fresh market line that you saw a bit of in my last video. So I figured I don't always do soap, hauls and reviews, but I do purchase the Bath and Body Works soap, fairly regularly, and certainly when there's really good winter and holiday stuff, it's the perfect time to purchase it. So I figured since I got a good bunch going here, I figured that it would be good to do a review on that. So I have 10 of them here from the three different collections, and then I also have a list of what I believe are the total. All fragrances within the three collections. So there's three collections here: the Winter Magic line, Holiday Traditions, and Snow Day. So I will read through the scent descriptions of all of them, even the ones that I don't have, and I'll tell you what I think of them if I did smell them in the store. There are just a few that right now are online and were not in my store, so I won't be able to go through those. Just quickly, the Winter Magic line includes Sparkling Pink Champagne, Snow-Kissed Mint, Fresh Sparkling Snow, Lemon Meringue Cheer, as well as, not pictured here, Winter Cranberry, Candy Cane Bliss, Crisp Golden Pear, Sugared Vanilla Wish, Frosted Plumberry, and Holly Citrus Wreath. The Holiday Traditions line, I've got Vanilla Bean Noel, Twisted Peppermint, and Iced Gingerbread. They also have Winter Candy Apple and Sugar Plum Dream. And then finally, the Snow Day collection, which is a new one they're trying out this year, includes 'Tis the Season, Fresh Balsam, Vanilla Snowflake, and then as an online exclusive, Winter. So the traditional winter candle that they've had for years is for the first time ever in a fragrance form other than home fragrance in the antibacterial line as a soap. I believe it's just in the foaming hand soap, not the deep cleansing, and certainly not in the creamy. And I will say, around the holidays and especially in winter, that's the time when I really do miss their moisturizing hand soap. So it used to be there was the foaming, there was the deep cleansing, and there was the moisturizing. The moisturizing was a little bit messy because it would sometimes drip and leave spots of the really kind of thick soap in the sink. But in the wintertime especially, it really was a moisturizing, nice soap. And in scents like Iced Gingerbread or Twisted Peppermint, Creamy Pumpkin in the fall, really were nice to have in more creamy base because they are a creamier scent. And also it's just nicer to not really dry your hands out with the deep cleansing when you're in the middle of winter when it's cold and dry out. So I do miss that the creamy version of their soaps when it comes to some of these, but what are you gonna do? This video may be a little bit long because I do get a little in-depth, so I know some of you like it, some of you don't. If you don't, feel free to skip around. If you do, settle in, because we've got a lot to talk about. So first up, we'll go through the four that I've got here from the Winter Magic line. Let's start with Sparkling Pink Champagne. The notes of it are a fizzy celebration of pink sugar, sparkling mandarin, and champagne. Okay, so you can see here on the label, not super interesting, but they've got, little glittery thing going on, a little more detail than they've done in years past with the labeling. Sparkling Pink Champagne, I wasn't sure what to think. I thought it might be just really kind of fruity and boring, but let me take a whiff of it. I actually kind of don't remember it because I sniffed it quickly in the store. It does come off a little summery. Pink sugar is hard to kind of describe what it's supposed to be. I get a little bit of the champagne note, like the champagne toast candle. It is sweet and sugary. This, to me though, it's not super juicy or very, very fruity, but it almost leans a little bit more like a summer candle. It reminds me a tiny bit of a summer candle from past years ago, and I can't remember exactly which one. But it's not bad. Not my favorite, but I like that it was a little bit of variety and not your sort of typical sweet scent for winter when they do the sweets in wintertime. So worth a purchase at least. Next up, Snow-Kissed Mint is a snow-kissed blend of frozen mint, coconut, and sugared marshmallow. It seems weird to me that it's coconut. Didn't really get that when I first sniffed it. I do love the label on this one though. Let's see if I can get good focus on it. Just like really like frosty leaves. You've got the the sort of glittery, what's the word I'm looking for? I totally forget what I was going to say. Anyhow, the label, the sparkler there. Now this is kind of sweet. It almost reminds me a bit of the Mountain Air candle from the Autumn in America collection from the fall. And it reminds me of something in the past too. There's a lot of similarities to these in past releases. This may have actually been out last year too, I can't remember. Yeah, it smells a lot like that. It's got some sweetness. I don't get coconut. Not really marshmallow either, because marshmallow is usually like a whipped, fluffy kind of sweetness. I get mint, maybe almost a little bit of some sort of wood or like a dark tart berry. Very similar to the Mountain Air, so like a light sort of spearmint, not a cool soft, or not a cool sharp, invigorating mint, but rather, oh, they're all gonna go down. Here we go, kids. But more of this is a softer mint, which is nice, but it is very light as far as mint goes. And then we've got Fresh Sparkling Snow, which I know is returning from years past, and that one is a sparkling blend of snow-covered pine, musk, and moss. Now, some of these descriptions, I don't always trust the website because the developers seem to put the wrong descriptions on the wrong products quite often, and sometimes it really just does not match what they smell like. But this is supposed to be what did I say here? Pine, musk, and moss. Okay, let's see. I suppose it's quite light. It comes off a little bit floral, or almost a little soapy actually. Kind of sweet, I suppose. The pine is very subtle. A sweet kind of pine, a little bit of musk. Musk can really go in many directions, so it's hard to say without them saying white musk or heavy musk or light or whatever. To know what kind of musk, but musk can make things a little perfumey or floral. And then moss. Moss is in the Sparkling Icicles candle. I guess I could see a little similarity to this scent in that candle. Moss is just a little bit of a green damp note, as you'd expect. So, again, I don't love that. It's a little sweeter than I would like it to be for Sparkling Snow. Snow-Kissed Mint, Fresh Sparkling Snow, are a little bit similar in their execution in that they could be almost a tiny bit floral or perfumey or feminine, where I'd like them to be more of a true fresh. Sparkling Snow and Kissed Mint really doesn't need to have musk, in my opinion. I'd rather it be a little bit more herbal. Like, how crazy could it be if Snow Kissed Mint or even Sparkling Snow included like bayberry or fresh rosemary in addition to the pine and like the sweetness of the snow and like a little bit of a mint or something. That could be really, really fantastic, but they just don't take those kind of risks. Next up would be Lemon Meringue Cheer, which reads as a sweet and tart blend of Meyer lemon zest, orange blossom, and fluffy meringue. So I was kind of surprised to see this doesn't seem seasonal to me. It really just seems like a bakery scent that could totally be in a year-round bakery collection. But I guess it also does make sense because people do make lemon meringue pies around Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holidays and all. So it makes, I guess, enough sense. And smelling this one, it's, the more I smell it, it really is incredible. And I'm not a bakery person, but the lemon, Meyer lemons are sweeter, less acidic than your standard lemons. So if you ever see Meyer lemons in the stores, they're usually more of like a vibrant, deep kind of yellow, golden yellow almost. And they just have less acid and more sugar content, which makes them really, really nice. And this is very authentic with its lemon. It's not it's not a cleaner lemon. It's not a standard lemon. They say lemon zest, I think, but it's not. I don't really get a little bit of zest, but more like a true, authentic, sweet Meyer lemon. And I get the crust. They don't mention it, but from the lemon meringue pie, I really do get that true, extremely authentic bakery note. One of the most authentic bakery notes I think I've ever smelled with Bath & Body Works. And you really get the fluffy meringue. It smells not that meringue is more of a taste than a scent, I suppose, because it's just egg whites and sugar baked, but you really get all three notes. It really does smell like a fresh slice of lemon meringue pie, and it's really, really authentic. And for me, even though I don't love bakery, when they do it as well as they do this, I'm totally all for it because it's really impressive and fantastic smelling. So big fan of that one, actually, the more I sniff it. So those are the only four I have, at least right now, from the Winter Magic line. Again, the other ones are Winter Cranberry, which is just listed as a juicy cranberry, and what is it? Sorry, I'm trying to look at my notes here. Winter Cranberry is juicy cranberry and vanilla. Simple as that. I have it from last year in packaging quite similar, actually, to last year, but just a little bit more plain, not as much with the sparklies. And I don't know why I didn't use it. I usually go through my soaps. Let me smell it and tell you what I think. Oh, yes, I actually do like this. I think there was a cranberry harvest last year that I did not like because it was very odd and perfumey. But this one is almost a dupe of frosted cranberry, which I love. Like very tart, a little bit of like maybe a citrus peel in there, a tart cranberry. I don't get a whole lot of vanilla, but a little bit of like an iced vanilla without it making it overly sweet. So actually, yeah, I think I would have purchased this actually if I didn't know I had this old one, but I'm surprised I didn't purchase the new one if it smelled like that. I might have just passed it up in the store thinking that I didn't even care about it. The other ones that I did pass up or have not smelled yet include Candy Cane Bliss, a delicious holiday blend of white peppermint, vanilla, and spun sugar. To me, Twisted Peppermint wins out hands down, like a million times over. Candy Cane Bliss is supposed to be more like, I guess, the candy cane as opposed to an intense peppermint, whereas, I mean, most people used to think of Twisted Peppermint as a candy cane. The label shows that. What is a candy cane? It's vanilla and it's peppermint. But Candy Cane Bliss was a little bit more subdued, much sweeter, and almost kind of creamy smelling. More like a candy as opposed to an intense peppermint, kind of invigorating peppermint with vanilla, which is what the Twisted Peppermint gives me. But I don't like Candy Cane Bliss. I bought it last year, and I think I ended up throwing it away before it was even gone. So did not purchase that this year. Crisp Golden Pear is a sparkling celebration of fresh pear, iced champagne, and sweet sugarcane. To me, it smelled really just like the pear scents that we had in the Fresh Pick collections in the spring and summer, so totally could pass on that. It wasn't particularly wintry to me. Sugared Vanilla Wish, which read as a sweet blend of powdered sugar, vanilla, and sweet musk. I don't know why they've got to throw musk in with a sweet scent like that. Everyone knows, like, the Bath & Body Works gets on their trends, and they just throw together, they throw either coconut in everything, or they throw musk in everything, or they throw sandalwood in everything. They have kicks where they just have, base notes that all kind of match to make everything smell like, it's sort of signature to Bath & Body Works, I guess. To me, it smelled like butterscotch more than anything. I don't think it was super perfumey. It also wasn't much like warm vanilla sugar, which you would think based on the notes. But to me, it was just kind of odd, cloying, and kind of butterscotch, which I'm not a fan of butterscotch. I can do caramel, but not when it gets as intense as butterscotch. And then two that are listed online, but I did not smell in my store. Frosted Plumberry, which reads as a frosted blend of frozen plums, winter blackberries, and brown sugar. Could go either direction. Sometimes pear is nice. A lot of times they make it so sugar, candy, sweet, and fake, or even floral, that it really has nothing to do with plum, and plum just looks pretty and sounds like sugar plums from the Nutcracker, so that kind of gives them an excuse to make it a holiday fragrance. So that one, jury's out on that. If anyone has smelled it, let me know what you think of it. And then finally, the one I'm very excited about that I hope goes to all stores. I think there was some of the blogs said that there may be some of the scents that released to only certain stores. And I thought I heard about Citrus Garland, which was out last year, and I was completely obsessed with. But definitely, at least online right now, is Holly Citrus Wreath, which is a holiday blend of hollyberry, blood orange, and green pine. Those three together, that's right up my alley. It makes it authentic. There's nothing perfumey. There's nothing floral. There's nothing overly sweet with hollyberry. Blood orange, to me, is kind of a holiday citrus. Blood orange doesn't taste that different. It's a little sweeter. A little bit different than a standard orange, but it's more just that it's pretty because it's deep red. Green pine seems like a simple light pine. And then hollyberry is a way to throw in, obviously you don't eat hollyberries, but it can add sort of, I suppose, either a tartness or not really even a sweetness, but just another level of something that seems, Christmassy. So a blend of those three I'm really excited about if it, is similar to the other sort of, we a few over the past few years they've done like again the citrus garland, different hollyberry scents with pine, berry, and citrus for soaps, and I always love them. One of them actually was last year, and I still have some left. Hollyberry wreath, and I don't know what the notes specifically were in this one, but when I smell it, just because I think it probably was going to be similar to holly citrus wreath, it's just really nice. It's a green scent, slightly fresh for winter without having any kind of super sweetness added to it. A little bit of citrus, maybe a little bit of pine, kind of icy. Not invigorating or intense fresh, but still I'd consider it a fresh candle. So anyhow, that is an overview of the Winter Magic line. Next we move on to holiday traditions. I dropped a couple, but I will grab them when we need them. Right now in holiday traditions there are just 5 candles. Vanilla Bean Noel, Twisted Peppermint, Winter Candy Apple, Iced Gingerbread, and Sugar Plum Dream. Vanilla Bean Noel, it's funny, I used a few years ago when I first started with Bath & Body Works, started collecting. I don't work there. When I started collecting is horrible too. When I started purchasing things at Bath & Body Works and kind of collecting the candles, I guess you could say, I didn't like Vanilla Bean Noel. Then I got it in a soap. I ended up kind of liking the soap, and then I like the shower gel, the soap, the candle, pretty much everything. I'm fine with Vanilla Bean Noel. Now the notes on it are a holiday blend of fresh natural vanilla, warm caramel, and rich comforting cream. When I first smelled it years ago, I thought it actually kind of had a vanilla yogurt, kind of a really milky scent to it, which I still kind of get, but it doesn't really bother me. Now, everyone knows what this smells like, so I'll just give you sort of my 2 cents on it. I don't need to fully describe it for you. But yeah, it's not overly sugary or super sweet, even though it is very creamy. In caramel is there, but it's not like a brown caramel scent. It's not bakery at all. It's very much, you do get the cream, a vanilla cream, not whipped cream, just almost like a heavy cream, sweet, with some natural calm vanilla, vanilla bean, obviously, Vanilla Bean Noel. And just, yeah, it's really, the description is spot on. Fresh natural vanilla, rich comforting cream, and a little tiny bit of caramel. I wouldn't give it much caramel, but really, a great scent. Doesn't have to even be specific to the holidays. When they did the Italian collection of candles in mid-spring of this year, 2013, they released the Dolce candle, which was Vanilla Bean Noel dupe. So clearly that was able to sell as an Italian candle in spring. So certainly not a scent that needs to be confined to the holidays. The gold standard, in my opinion, of Bath and Body Works, top 5 probably in their Christmas candles, as well as their body care, shower gel, antibacterial collection, everything. Twisted Peppermint is really across many brands and companies, one of the best vanilla peppermint blends, which you'd think it's not hard to get that right since it's vanilla and peppermint, but their obviously Candy Cane Bliss is a good example of different ways that you can take it, and they do really well with Twisted Peppermint. They listed as a sweet and tart blend of peppermint and vanilla. Whoever wrote that I think is a little bit off, because peppermint is not tart. Citrus or something is tart. Like lemon can be tart, but mint is not tart. It can be many different things, but tart is not, you wouldn't say bitter or tart or sour. Those are tastes that are more similar, but I wouldn't call this tart. Invigorating, sure. Sharp, intense, maybe. Oh, it's just fantastic. It's mostly a true, authentic peppermint. So much so that I feel like the maybe shower gels are fine, but because Twisted Peppermint seems to have actual peppermint oils in it in many of the products, the candles and things don't always last if you kind of get backups of things, or the triple moisture body cream, they don't always seem to last as long as some other scents do, just because I think that there's the true peppermint oil has, you know, shorter shelf life, or is more sensitive to heat and things like that, season over season. But it's mostly a true peppermint without sweetness or candy, with some vanilla to tone it down so that it's not overbearing vanilla. Let me just quickly look at the ingredients here to see. I mean, there is fragrance parfum listed, so that's some, chemically sort of compound, non-authentic scents. And then, yeah, it actually does not say peppermint oil, so maybe that was in years past, or in different products they have true peppermint oil in there, but for this one it just says fragrance, so I don't know that there's real peppermint oil in that. Two more in this collection of the holiday traditions. Winter candy apple. I've said in other videos I do not like winter candy apple. I know some people love it. To me, it's very much, well, many of these fragrances are unisex. To me, winter candy apple is much more of a woman's fragrance, because it is very perfumey. Again, candy apple to me is really not a holiday scent. Candy apples, for me as a kid, I ate them more at, a summer carnival or something. Apple covered in hard red sugar is, to me, is summer. That's not a holiday thing. It's pretty looking, it's red, but it's not holiday. It reads as a tart and sweet seasonal blend of candied apples, spiced orange zest, and winter musk. Winter musk is what throws it off for me. It makes it, first of all, it's very intense. It does smell, there is an apple note to it, but the musk, winter musk, makes it so cloyingly perfumed to me. It's like, I can't stand it. I mean, if people love it, that's a-okay. Guys can love it too, I don't care. It's just one of the few scents that's just completely not for me. I just don't like it. So I obviously didn't purchase that. They also had Sugar Plum Dream. Interesting, another plum soap across the collections. I saw it online. I have not smelled it. It says a sugary blend of winter plums, dark cherries, and vanilla cream. Again, sometimes their plums are so candy sweet that they're just not my favorite. But if it's plums, cherries, and vanilla cream, it could actually be kind of good, because as many people know, their Black Cherry Merlot and other sort of dark cherry scents are often quite good. So that may be nice. And then finally, Iced Gingerbread, which is a heartwarming blend of homemade gingerbread and warm molasses. Now, I don't like the candle because it smells like, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it smells like tortilla chips to me. I don't know why. But the soap, first of all, a really cute label with a little kid holding a gingerbread cookie or house in front of him. The soap is really good. Now, this is one where I really would have loved to see it in the creamy, because it's a bakery scent, iced gingerbread, icing. It seems a little bit more rich if you had it in the moisturizing. But it's fine this way too. It's perfect. It's not too strong on the ginger, but they do have it. Sometimes gingerbread, like the candle, to me is just too much of a light kind of icing. Not frosting, but like a light icing without any spice gingerbread to it. But with this one, it really is, it tastes, I'm drinking soap. It smells like a light gingerbread candle with a little bit of a very simple, basic kind of powdered sugar kind of glaze on it. Nothing intense, just a little tiny bit of milk with powdered sugar and maybe some citrus zest or something. Just very nice, like a standard iced gingerbread. I would like to see more of like true like spiced orange and clove. You know me, like the fresh, the herbals, and the spices. Would be kind of nice to have like a really ginger something fragrance with Bath & Body Works. But we know they keep it kind of middle of the road at this point, so can't really expect that. And so that finishes up the Holiday Traditions collection. And finally, Snow Day collection. Really surprising. Let me get the vanilla snowflake that dropped on the floor. Excuse me for a minute. Surprising to see them come out with the Snow Day collection of soaps, because Vanilla Snowflake has been around. This is the second year in candle form. Fresh Balsam's been forever. And 'Tis the Season came out in 2011. More as a fall candle, but then kind of made its way last year as one of their kind of core top 5 holiday fragrances, and clearly has stuck around that way this year. So it's surprising to see them in soap form. They usually don't do much more crossover between antibacterial soaps and home fragrance beyond like the holiday traditions, and then sometimes they'll have related things like the Italian collection had similar soaps and candles, but not the exact same usually. But to see the things that are really more like Slatkin candles come out in soaps is interesting, and I love it. I wish they would do more of it. So it's a small collection. It's just Tis the Season, Fresh Balsam, Vanilla Snowflake, and then Winter actually is an online exclusive, which I wish it was in stores. I think that's gonna force me to do a rare online order, which I don't do often since you can't use survey coupons. But let's go through it. Vanilla Snowflake came out last year, first as a candle. The candle lists as vanilla, winter mint, or sweet vanilla, winter mint, and a hint of coconut. Now, they list the soap as a sweet blend of juicy tangerine, spun sugar, and vanilla bean. I don't think that that's right. To me, that almost sounds more like a cotton candy candle that was out years ago. I could see coconut and tangerine being mixed together, and them saying that there was a little bit of each of them in there. There could be, but they don't mention the mint or the coconut in this description, which to me they're clear that they're in there just like they are on the candle. Let me sniff that and describe it. I like this more than I thought I would. The candle that I bought last year, I really didn't like it at first, and then it grew on me. There's something similar. It's similar to Vanilla Bean Noel in like that true kind of just basic creamy vanilla without musk or sandalwood or anything to make it more aromatic. A tiny, tiny bit of sweet mint. You can barely pick it out, but it's just enough to make it a winter scent as opposed to summer. And there is some coconut. It's I don't know how it doesn't smell tropical, but it doesn't really. Like it almost, I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on this if it's just like marketing is like brainwashing me into making this be a winter candle, or if it really is, because if this was called Vanilla Coconut Dream and came out in August, I don't think anyone would say, oh no, that smells wintry. So I think it's a little bit of marketing, but it is nice, so I give them a pass. Tis the Season, which again, it's a candle that for me it has been more of like a November transitional, perfect to go from fall into winter because it includes the apples of fall, but still the pine and coolness of winter candles. So I love it as a November transitional candle. But I'm actually, I've been burning it for the past week or so anyhow. And it reads for the soap as a rich holiday blend of rich red apples, green pine, and golden cider, which is pretty much spot on. It's apples, pine, and again, the golden cider doesn't always necessarily, just like the golden nectar that's in the leaves candle, isn't exactly apple cider. It's like a golden cider, more of like a golden kind of sugar reduction or something. Like I know in the UK they have something that's, I don't know if it's corn syrup or it's similar to honey, but I think it's just called golden syrup. If anyone is watching from the UK, please comment, tell us about that, because I know like Nigella Lawson uses golden syrup and things. It's really nice. To me though, this doesn't smell as much like the Tis the Season candle, as it almost reminds me of, I harp on this in every winter candle video, Winter Garland, which was, it was like blood orange, tart cranberries, some sort of champagne note, like a cranberry champagne with a little bit of pine to it. One of my favorite winter candles, hasn't been back for 2 years now. But this one, it smells a little bit more like that to me, because I get like a little bit of, there's apple, it's almost like apple crayon with a little bit of that pine, and that golden nectar is just kind of not sure, or the golden, what do they call it? Tis the Season, they call it golden nectar? Yeah, golden cider. Yeah, like, I'm not sure exactly what golden cider could be, I suppose. Some sort of apple cider. But just kind of adds like a warmth to it that just kind of, like the mulling spices kind of. A little bit of spice to it. But just very nice. I enjoy it. And then we have, shocking to me to come in a soap, but I am so happy, Fresh Balsam, which is again a really top 5 winter candle, really, really popular with them. A crisp blend of eucalyptus, fir balsam, and cedarwood. Cannot go wrong with the candle. An absolute must-have. Burn a few of them throughout the winter. Start it in November, and I take it all the way to January, February. And the soap, let's see if it matches the candle home fragrance. It's not surprisingly much less intense, of course, because the candle is kind of blows you away. It does smell, you do get the balsam in there with a little bit of the cedar wood. But the soap on this does come through. It feels, I thought when I used it in the store as a tester and really liked it. It smells very weak right now, which is surprising to me. But you don't really get much of the eucalyptus, and the balsam is there, but the candle, like, you know, burns your eyes, and if you have it burning for a long time in a small room, it will be, you know, it kind of knocks you over. And I don't get that from the soap. I kind of wish I did. But I remember it smelled nice, it smells good. It is, you know, a pure kind of pine, a fresh pine scent, which they don't have otherwise across the line in the candle, in the soap. So, I know this is a ridiculously long video. Sorry for making it so long. I should have chopped this up into 2 parts, but we're here now, so that's that. Then quick, I just wanted to show you, this is a new 3-wick pillar of snowman. I thought it was appropriate for the holiday season. And then I started doing something with some of my wallflower bulbs and old candle jars that I thought people might see and think was interesting. This actually, it does have a label on it here, an old autumn label, because I broke an autumn candle this year, and I'm going to try to get the wax out and put it into this jar. But in the meantime, I'm using this jar for this. I don't really have a good way to store wallflower fragrance bulbs, and this doesn't hold a lot. I think it's 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 of them. But at least, you know, I can put this in the closet with candles, kind of stack them together, and I've got, you know, 5 in an empty jar that are not going to roll away or fall and break or whatever. So if anyone, you know, is looking for storage ideas, I think, you know, that may work for some things. I just wanted to show you that quickly. And again, so this is, again, super long video. Do apologize for that, but I know some of you fellow fragrance freaks out there will appreciate the in-depth sniffs on all of these. If you have any questions, comment below. If you've smelled any of the other ones and want to give your opinion on them or these, please do. I love hearing them. And so does everyone else who reads the comments, so keep that up. And until next time, take care.